How's it going, everybody? So my story is about when I stole a painting. I was in college. It was my sophomore year, so I guess like 3 years ago. And it was in the heat of COVID. So we're just like...
The height of COVID?
The height of COVID, yeah, not the heat. It was actually very cold. It was snowing at the time of this. So yeah, it was at the height of COVID. And I was at school in Boulder. And Boulder, you know, I'm sure everybody knows, it's like extremely liberal. They had a lot of bullshit hoops we had to jump through as far as like getting drunk while we were in school there during COVID. So it was really weird. You had to like move in packs, like groups of 3 or less, and everybody would know the party was at this one place, but like all the windows would be blacked out. So you couldn't tell from the outside until it got really loud. But so anyways, I go to this party, just getting shit-faced, right? Like drinking whatever, doing fucking blow, like getting really crazy. And I'm there and I'm talking to one of these girls, and like the girls in Boulder, they just wear nothing. They just dress like fucking whores. Like it's crazy. And it's like, as I said, it was snowing. So I'm a fat guy. So I'm wearing like shorts, fucking hoodie, like nothing special. And I'm talking to this girl who's wearing literally a bikini. And it's probably January. And I'm like, we're out on the porch smoking a cigarette and she's fucking shaking. So I'm like, where do you live? Like, how are you going to get home? Do you need to borrow my jacket? And she's like, oh my God. Like, looking back, she probably was just trying to get my jacket. But she's like, oh my God, that's so nice of you. Like, thanks so much. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Wait, what kind of jacket was this?
Just like a hoodie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, a layer. She had none, so. But yeah, like, so I walk her back to the dorm, and, she's like, oh my God, thanks so much. Like, do you want to come in? And I was like, I'm a fat guy, fuck yeah, I do. Like, very rare I get this type of female, interactions.
With that
so I'm like,
confidence?
Oh, sick. And we go up to her dorm, and, she, like, gives me the jacket back, and I, like, kind of lean in for the kiss, and she just shuts the door. So I'm like, oh, fuck. But I'm already in the dorms, and I'm a sophomore, and because of all these crazy COVID rules, like, you're not allowed into the dorms if you're an upperclassman during COVID. So I'm like, oh, I'm in a secret area. Like, oh, shit. I got to get a souvenir. Like, if I'm not going to get some ass, I got to get something. And and it's like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I'm just like snooping around, like where the RAs are. And I thought I was going to take the picture of all the RAs like sitting behind the desk, like their employee photo. But then I was like, no, like let's dream big. And I turned around, and up these stairs, there's like 4 giant paintings. So I was like, oh, this would be sick in my living room. And at first I was gonna grab the one like at the base of the stairs, but then I was like, that's too easy. I wanna make them know that I took one. So then I was like, 1, 2, grab the third one up. So like there's very clearly just a rectangle missing. And it was not a cool painting. Like $30 on Amazon was what I was thinking. Like it's a picture of the Flatirons, nothing special. But so I just ripped it off the wall, kind of broke some drywall while I was getting it off. And then just walked my happy ass back home. And I had it on my wall for a week. It was awesome. Like, we'd do lines off it. It was fucking crazy. And then finally one day I'm in my philosophy of religion class on Zoom. And I get a phone call from like unlisted number, Boulder Co. So I'm just like, yeah, hello. And he's like, yeah, this is Officer so-and-so. I want to talk to Lucas. And I'm like, yeah, this is Lucas. Like, what's up? And he goes, I'm calling about the painting. And like, I thought I was so fucking smart because I took law in high school. So I was like, what painting? And then he goes, do you live at 1127 12th Street? I can be there in 5 minutes. It's like, oh, yeah, that painting. Totally. Yeah, what's up? What about the painting? And he's like, okay, you're going to need to bring that back by the end of the day today, or I'm coming to your house to arrest you. So I was like, okay, this sucks. No more painting, but like, whatever. It's not a big deal. And so I like knock on my roommate's door, and I'm like, hey, Ben, can you drive me to the police department? so that I can drop this painting off. And he's like, fuck, not the painting. And so like I get there and I'm talking to this cop and he's like, you can just tell he's so mad because he told me he had to go through every student ID and match it up to the camera footage to like see who took the painting. So he's furious, and I'm just like,
you look like every student. In
yeah,
Boulder.
I just like I'm such a fucking white bro, like so regular. And yeah, I'm definitely giving him a hard time. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like people die, and you're arresting me for this shit. And so I'm like arguing back and forth with him, and he finally goes, listen, the only reason you're not going to county jail today is because of fucking COVID. So I was like, oh, this is kind of sick. Like I made it out through. And yeah, so he hits me with felony theft, felony trespassing. Very scary. I was 22, like, oh shit, this is the end of my life. And then, you know, I called CU Legal. I paid him $20. And that gets you 2 hours of legal consultation with law students. And so the first hour was me telling the story to these kids, and then they called the DA, and all I had to do, I just had to talk to a therapist 3 times. But all the whole conversation with the therapist, which like was fucking bananas. I would go in, I'd log into the Zoom. What's that, Kelly? So yeah, for these Zoom
How'd
calls,
you know it was her?
dude, I've been watching the show. Kelly's got shit to say.
He's so wet right now that you're a felon almost. Let him finish. I think he got off. You're not going to be as excited.
But yeah, like, yeah, no thanks, Kelly, sorry. So, I, like the DA, they talked to the DA, and they hit me with this deal where it's like, you just gotta talk to a therapist 3 times, hired by the city of Boulder. So every time I'd log into the Zoom, and they go, hey, Lucas, how are you? And I'm like, you know, whatever. This is kind of bullshit. And they go, why'd you steal the painting? And I'd go, I thought it was funny. And they go, do you still think it's funny? And it's like, well, kind of. And then I would go, I would ask them, like, at the final of my therapy sessions, because it was 2 therapists who would Zoom in with me. And I was like, do you guys think it was funny? And they were both like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. You gotta do it. But yeah, that's my art theft.
Give it up for Lucas. Fucking Ocean's 11 of Boulder. Did you ever see that girl again?
I actually did. I confronted her about it. I was like, what the fuck? Did you tell the cops that I stole that fucking painting? She was like, yeah, well, they were threatening to kick me out of school. Like, what the fuck? Unbelievable. Like, you can't snitch.
Didn't she steal your jacket, or did you get your jacket back?
I got my jacket back, thankfully.
All right.
That was right before she slammed the door in my face.
I love that the therapy was your punishment.
Yeah, it was like
Zoom
great
therapy for
punishment.
fucking... Yeah.
For real.
I'm not saying white privilege, but maybe a little bit. But
Definitely.
do we have any questions for Lucas? Yeah, what do you got, buddy?
So, you look like a young Val Kilmer.
Dude, you got to tell that to my boss. He doesn't believe me that people say that.
Wait, why will that matter if he tells your boss that?
Because I told my boss, people have told me I look like Val Kilmer. You know Anders. And
no,
Anders
but
goes, no, bullshit.
But I love that you're like, you got to tell my boss that, like it's going to matter at all.
Well, then he'll go, oh,
Go
people
tell
do
his
say
boss
that.
But go ahead,
Anders,
sorry.
you hear this?
What are those little pictures on your shirt?
Yeah, so they're all pictures of like historical figures. So we got Jesus and Charles Manson. We got the Mother Teresa. We got the guy from Heaven's Gate, like the Heaven's Gate cult.
How did you see that from that far back?
It was just a picture of the Flatirons. Like I really thought had to be $30 or less. Like just a shitty Nikon, and it's like they said it was $600, which I thought was fucking horseshit.
That's Boulder,
There's
bro.
no way. Yeah, right.
It's a Boulder IKEA.
Yeah,
Any
Sean
more
and
questions
Dustin.
for this maniac? Yeah, what do you got? Hold on, Kelly. We'll get to you. Go ahead, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I thought it would be
funny.
funny, and I was like, I'm already in the dorms. I'm not supposed to be here. Like, let's get a little.
And he was frustrated because he thought
I
he was
was
going to get
actually
laid.
frustrated as well. There was no Asian jerk places in
Yeah.
Boulder.
All right, let's wait. Oh, go one over here.
Did you have a felony ring gone when you got charged with your felony?
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Felony ring?
Felony ring. What do you mean by that?
Your white powder under your nose?
No. I was all sobered up by then. Yeah.
This guy,
I was
I like
maybe
it.
a little high, but no.
All right, we got to go to the captain here. Kelly, please give him that last question. Please stand up for this and dance around while you do it. Go ahead.
Kelly.
Do the YMCA.
Kelly, Miss Kelly.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I try, but as I said,
Yeah,
it's
Lucas.
not often.
Go take care of that. We'll get the story next show. Give it up for Lucas one more time. Thank you, buddy. Awesome.